Summer of '85, the arcade lights were bright, flashing pink and purple through the heavy neon night. You were standing by the machine, quarters in your hand, laughing at the high scores that we never planned. We spent our pocket change and traded innocent smiles before we took my car and drove for miles and miles. The FM radio was playing our favorite love song, making us believe that we could never go wrong. Cruising down the highway with nowhere else to go, just two young hearts letting the sweet feelings flow. But now the screen is flashing, game over in the dark. They're packing up your house and tearing down our spark. Your family's moving out across the American land, leaving me with memories and your initials in the sand. Oh, we're driving through the night under the neon glare, chasing the radio waves of a love we used to share. I still remember the music from the glowing jukebox screen, the sweetest teenage romance that this town had ever seen. No complicated rules, just your hand inside of mine. We thought that we could outrun the ticking hands of time, but moving trucks don't care about the promises we made. They turn our brightest summer into a lonely shade. The tokens in my plaid dress are all that's left behind, and the picture of your smile engraved inside my mind. Are you gonna find another arcade in that brand new town? Are you gonna listen to our song when the sun goes down? Hear the synths rising higher through the midnight sky. Hold on to me, darling, don't make this our last goodbye. But now the screen is flashing, game over in the dark. They're packing up your house and tearing down our spark. Your family's moving out across the American land, leaving me with memories and your initials in the sand. Oh, we're driving through the night under the neon glare, chasing the radio waves of a love we used to share. Chasing the radio waves, summer of '85. Don't forget our high score. is beating down on the motel roof tonight. We're hiding from the world under a flickering neon light. Ran away from their rules, left the heavy doors behind, looking for a paradise that we were born to find. You're counting up the dollar bills scattered on the bed, while I try to forget every warning that they said. The FM radio is playing a vintage soft rock track, whispering to our souls that there's no turning back. You lay your head upon my chest, dreaming of the coast, but the silence in my pocket is what scares me the most. Oh, we're running out of money, but we're holding on to dreams in this cheap roadside motel where nothing's what it seems. We built a beautiful kingdom on a pocket full of air, but the cold hard reality is waiting out there. Can we outrun the morning before the magic fades? Or are we just a casualty of the promises we made? The television static throws a shadow on your face. You tell me that you're happy just to be in this place, but tomorrow there's a bill that we know we cannot pay, and the tank is running low on the car we drove away. It's a beautiful illusion under the purple glow, but the real world is calling and it's time for us to know. We wanted to be free, we wanted to be wild, but the fantasy is breaking like a helpless little child. Are we strong enough to make it when the neon goes dark, when the winter wind is blowing on our last remaining spark? Look at me, darling, before the sky turns gray. Tell me we can find a brand new way. Oh, we're running out of money, but we're holding on to dreams in this cheap roadside motel where nothing's what it seems. We built a beautiful kingdom on a pocket full of air, but the cold hard reality is waiting out there. Can we outrun the morning before the magic fades? Or are we just a casualty of the promises we made? Magenta glow, I move to the rhythm, keeping the tempo slow. And every single night in the corner of the room, you're sitting all alone in the shadow and the gloom, just listening to the scene watching every line, a quiet stranger stranger, matching every step of mine. We never talk too much, we let the music speak, but the tension built between us every single week, holding on to hands as the bass lines start to rise, finding all the answers hidden right inside your eyes. Oh, we're driving through the night, but the clock is ticking down. You're packing up your synthesizers, leaving this old town, chasing after glory on the neon boulevard. To be a big producer, man, it's hitting me so hard. We're dancing in the shadows of a love we have to lose, two passing headlamps, cutting through the midnight blue. You say you gotta go where the big records spin, where the studio lies, let the real dreams begin. I'm just a night dancer, trapped inside the club, while you are moving forward to a higher kind of love. I'll stay behind the velvet ropes, watching you go far, but tonight I am the singer, and you are my star. The tape wheels are turning, the final track is near. Don't mix me out of your mind when you leave me here. Are you gonna write a ballad about the way we moved, or am I just a demo track that cannot be approved? Hear the synths rising higher through the static of the air. Hold on for one last dance, show me that you care. Oh, we're driving through the night, but the clock is ticking down. You're packing up your synthesizers, leaving this old town, chasing after glory on the neon boulevard. To be a big producer, man, it's hitting me so hard. We're dancing in the shadows of a love we have to lose, two passing headlamps, cutting through the midnight blue. One last dance in the dark, make a hit record for me, Midnight Highway Blues. Golden hour fading on the California coast, holding up my camera to the one I love the most. You were smiling through the lens in the warm Pacific breeze, captured in the light, bringing my heart to its knees. An old love song was playing on the radio deck, chasing every shadow on the water's reflection effect. Every click of the shutter was a promise of our youth, frozen in a frame, keeping camera tricked my soul before you walked away. Hear the synth layers rising through the foggy midnight air. New York is calling you, and there's nothing left to share. Oh, you're flying to New York when the morning comes to light, leaving California, and our sun sets in the night. You traded our horizon for the skyscrapers and fame, leaving me with photographs that whisper out your name. Behind the flashy magazine and the city's neon glare, will you remember the photographer who loved you out there? And the city's neon glare, will you remember the photographer who loved you out there? Goodbye, California, through the lens, New York skyline. The studio clock is ticking down to midnight's call. The dust is settling on the vinyl, on the wall. 1989 is here, the towers fade away. The final broadcast of the songs we used to play. I cue the final record for the city in the dark, to give the lonely listeners one last remaining spark. Then the studio hotline lights up like a star. A voice comes through the static from a lifetime far. I press the button down, my trembling fingers freeze, as your familiar whisper brings me to my knees. Oh, turn the dial, we're burning out our frequency. The biggest love I ever lost is calling back to me. Before they pull the plug and turn the music into stone, you're crying on the airwaves of this dying microphone. Underneath the flashing lights of the downtown skyline view, my final words on the radio are gonna be for you. You said you've been listening from the edge of the town, watching the legendary station crumbling down. as the engineer is turning all the dials to gray. The power is fading out, the transmitters are cold, but we're holding on to a story that was never told. Are you looking at the studio from the pouring rain? Can you feel my heartbeat through the airwaves chain? Underneath the flashing lights of the downtown skyline view, my final words on the radio are gonna be for you. Signing off for the last time, fading from the I love you. You rode into town with a suitcase and a name, chasing the neon dreams of Hollywood fame. I was just a club musician, living wild and free, but you stepped into the spotlight and you stepped inside of me. We drove through the canyons in a classic Chevrolet, letting the West Coast wind blow our fears away. Those endless summer nights under the purple blue glow, dancing through the after parties, putting on a show. We had the world in our hands, or so it used to seem. Just two reckless hearts living out a movie scene. Oh, the radio is playing that summer '84 track, but the boy who loved you then is never coming back. We chased the fading sunset down the boulevard of dreams, but fame is never quite as beautiful as it seems. You watched me climb the ladder while I left you in the shade, trading all the promises and the love that we made. Now my name is on the marquee, the crowds are shouting loud, but I'm looking for your face in this unfamiliar crowd. I let the managers and contracts take away my soul, turning every retro heartbeat into something cold. I rode the wave of fortune, I won the heavy race, but looking back there's nothing that could ever take your quite as beautiful as it seems. You watched me climb the ladder while I left you in the shade, trading all the promises and the love that we made. Purple, blue, neon, I lost you in the spotlight. Summer of '84. Flipping the switch on the dashboard light, driving this sports car through the rainy night. The wipers keep time with the thoughts in my head, regretting the cold, bitter words that I said. The streets are all empty, the neon looks blue, and every reflection just points back to you. The FM radio starts playing a song, a slow dance melody from when we belong. It's calling my name through the static and air, reminding my soul of the love we used to share. Oh, the radio is crying through the midnight rain, playing our song just to wash away the pain. I let my pride steer the wheel for too long, and built up a wall where our love should be strong. Under the streetlights, my ego must fall. I'm turning around 'cause you're my all in all. Passing the diners and closed up boutique shops, the engine is humming, but my heartbeat stops. I remember the prom night, the ballroom in gold, the sweetest romance that a heart could ever hold. How did we get here? So distant and cold, trading our heaven for an anger untold. The windows are fogged with the heat of my tears. I'm pushing the pedal, erasing the fears. The radio announcer is signing off soon, leaving me lonely under the pale moon. Don't lock the front door, don't say it's the end. I'm racing back home to my lover and friend. Oh, the radio is crying through the midnight rain, playing our song just to wash away the pain. I let my pride steer the wheel for too long, and built up a wall where our love should be strong. Under the streetlights, my ego must fall. I'm turning around 'cause you're my all in all. on a plastic cassette tape for wild dreamers trying to plan an escape. We spent the endless summer driving down to the shore, laughing on the sand, couldn't ask for anything more. But every time you smile, my heart would skip a beat, hiding a secret confession in the passenger seat. Now the leaves are turning brown, the school year is done. Our final track is playing under the fading sun. We're packing up our bags, heading our separate ways, and I am running out of time to change our yesterdays. Oh, the music is spinning as the summer starts to fade. Can you hear the confession in the mixtape that we made before the four of us say our last goodbyes tonight? I gotta tell you the truth, under the neon street light, I've been loving you in silence since the very first day. Now the tape is ending, and there's no other way. We're sitting in the car while the rain begins to fall, looking at the pictures hanging on the bedroom wall. The other two are laughing, talking about the college nights, while I am staring at your lips beneath the dashboard lights. I hand the tape to you with a trembling, shaking hand, hoping that the lyrics help you finally understand. The final song is playing, the seconds tick away, the heavy silence hangs over the words I couldn't say. You look up from the cassette, a tear falls from your eye. The secret is out in the open under the midnight sky. Don't let the car door close, don't let the music freeze. Tell me if you feel it too before we cross the seas. Oh, the music is spinning as the summer starts to fade. Can you hear the confession in the mixtape that we made before the four of us say our last goodbyes tonight? I gotta tell you the truth, under the neon street light, I've been loving you in silence since the very first day. Now the tape is ending, and there's no other way. The last track plays, mixtape of '87. Don't forget me. Found a plastic case covered in the dust of time, a handwritten label with a melody and rhyme. I press play on the deck, the vintage wheels start to turn. bringing back the magic that we used to know. You play a simple chord and tell me not to cry, singing a love song underneath the midnight sky. It takes me right back to that final winter breeze, when we walked together through the snow-covered trees. Oh, the tape is rewinding to the winter that we shared, replaying every second when I knew how much you cared. Though you've been gone for years, you're in the room tonight, singing through the speakers in the fading neon light. I'm holding on to ghosts through the static and the strain, letting your sweet melody wash away the pain. The fireplace is low, the room is glowing blue. Every line you recorded feels so honest and true. You talked about the future that we never got to see, before the cold, cruel world took you away from me. Now I sit here every night, just hitting play again, trapped inside the loop of the love that used to be. The magnetic ribbon is starting to wear thin, but I can't let the silence of reality win. Are you watching over me from the stars up above? Can you hear me singing back to our timeless love? Hear the synth rising higher as the track starts to end. Don't fade out yet, my lover and my friend. Oh, the tape is rewinding to the winter that we shared, replaying every second when I knew how much you cared. Though you've been gone for years, you're in the room tonight, singing through the speakers in the fading neon light. I'm holding on to ghosts through the static and the strain, letting your sweet melody wash away the pain. Still holding at a final winter night. Just press rewind. Only here at midnight, the studio light is red, spinning old love stories and the words we never said. I play the lonely anthems for the downtown skyline view, staring at the empty seat where I once held you. You left without a warning, vanished in the neon glow, leaving me with records and a pain that wouldn't go. Then the phone line starts to ring, a woman's voice so sweet, requesting that same old melody. Every single week we talk about the loneliness, the secrets in the dark, and through the heavy static my heart finds a spark. Oh, turn the dial, she's listening to my late night show, a stranger on the frequency who makes the feelings grow. But tonight she whispered something that turned my world to blue. She said, goodbye my operator, I will always love you. Underneath the flashing lights of the 1984 sky, the voice on the phone was the one who said goodbye. I froze behind the microphone, the truth hit like a stone. The girl who called me every night was the girl I used to own. You've been listening to my lonely voice all these empty years, hiding in the shadows, crying all your tears. But then you said the words that broke my heart in two. I'm calling one last time because tomorrow I marry someone new. Why did you come back to the airwaves tonight, just to show me the ghost in the studio light? The record is ending, the clock is ticking fast. I'm begging through the microphone to make the moment last. Don't hang up the phone, don't let the music die. Give me one more minute before you say goodbye. Turn the dial, she's listening to my late night show. The love I lost a lifetime ago is letting me go. She's hanging up the phone to wear another man's ring, while I'm trapped in this booth where the lonely records sing. Underneath the flashing lights of the 1984 sky, the voice on the radio is learning how to cry. Just another request, sign off in the dark. Goodbye my love.